Hello, welcome back to SummoNerds. I'm Evan.
And I'm Matt.
Today we've got another one for you. Matt's using his same list from last time, roughly, and I'm using my Hera and Jan list. These were both lists that we were considering taking to a local tournament at the time, and so we were trying to suss them out, prep them.
So we have a few games playing as these exact lists, maybe with a few minor adjustments here and there for upgrades, or maybe not. I just can't.
Yeah, I think we made a couple small changes here.
Yeah.
Already, I've changed my shuttle pilot to Ezra Bridger from whatever the Sabine ran.
Right.
Yeah, so we've made some. We'll make some more changes.
I'm trying out Asajj instead of Ketsu here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to see how that works. Spares me a few more points. Has an ability that can trigger probably more of the time.
Yeah.
But when I first made the list, I wanted to throw tractor beams everywhere and get agility.
Mm-hmm.
And just shoot agility down on a whole bunch of ships and get Fenn able to just really take advantage of that. The only issue now is Fenn being the high pilot skill. He can't. He will attack first before Asajj, so I can't do that same tactic.
Yeah.
But I do still have 3 ships that are that serve 3 different purposes and are 3 different threats if not accounted for. So we'll see how that works here.
Well,
I'm trying to keep Asajj near my Y-wing so that the Y-wing can't get picked off, and that it also, if Asajj is the target, then the Y-wing has free reign to keep taking little TLT pot shots. Is the idea?
It is not. I mean, it's like it's roughly 2 damage a turn as long as the Y-wing's in range. With the TLT, it's with my list in particular, but with a lot of lists. Leaving that Y-wing unchecked is just allowing your opponent to get 2 damage a turn on a ship, which is it eats away fast. It's hard to deal with. It's why the quad Y-wing TLT list is such a pain to deal with for so many people. Because if you're losing 8 hull a turn, not many lists can take that for too long.
Right.
You're kind of pounding. So also worth mentioning, I think that your current Shadowcaster here with Asajj is better for a couple of reasons. Like you were saying, Ketsu Onyo's ability is really cool, but it's such a limited range that you can use it. You have to have your mobile arc and your regular arc both pointing in the same direction, so forwards, and catch them at range 1. And then you get to add a tractor beam token to them, which is awesome. But then you might say you hit them and you've got the Shadowcaster's ability, so then you add another tractor beam token, and then Fenn could attack. So that's like a great combo if you can set all that up.
Right.
But then all their tractor beam tokens go away for the next turn.
Right.
Whereas with your Asajj now, you have Ketsu Onyo as a crew member, so even though you're not going to be able to put that double tractor, you're more likely to get a tractor on them in general.
Right. And
you're more likely to make use of it because you'll probably make them keep it for next turn.
Yes.
So I like all of those things a lot. I think it's a more functional list, and you're going to be throwing stress everywhere, which is great with Asajj. Get to activate that just about every turn.
Very true. The only other thing also just being the lower pilot skill of Asajj means she could go down without getting the final attack that might be final attack meaning the turn she dies. She might not have the advantage over who is attacking her.
That's very possible too. I think she's just worth her points a little better than Ketsu is.
Yeah, probably.
Ketsu's pilot skill is nice, especially when you had the veteran instincts on him, so he's up there with Fenn. But I also like that with Asajj, you're not worried about pilot skill as much. You can just take the veteran instincts off, and then in this round you have intimidation on her. But it's just something to have. It's just it's like a nice. You have another ability you could put on there. Intimidation doesn't have to be what it is. It could be outmaneuver. It could be anything. You could just lone wolf. I don't care. Like there's just you could put something on Asajj that would be better than nothing for the same price of Ketsu.
Yeah, I think.
You're just that losing that pilot skill is just. It's a bummer, but it allows you to do some other options.
Right, I agree.
moving forward with that Y-wing.
Just getting, just moving in slowly but surely.
I want to mention again, your approach here is really cool, where you have Fenn Rau offset into the center of the map with your others on the side, so that Fenn Rau can kind of test the waters. If I were to move poorly, then Fenn Rau could swoop in and attack me, and because he moves last, so you could kind of see where I move. And then if I don't move poorly, you can just get Fenn Rau the heck out of there.
Yeah, and that was the goal here. I'd prefer not to keep all three of my ships together, but if worst comes to worst, so this is a situation where I do not want to directly engage with Fenn Rau, or he will just get blasted to smithereens.
Yeah, Hera here is just a scary ship to fight face to face, and Jan right behind for the TLTs.
Yep.
Yeah, this is not a game where I have the tactical jammer though, so Jan would just be, you could just shoot at Jan, but that wouldn't save you from Hera.
So I am flying straight into the Hera here, which we'll see, because I do have abilities that can take advantage of this. The only problem is I don't have defense to.
Yeah, you could barrel roll out and maybe be at range 3, probably still at range 2, but
if this is the game that I was like, if this is the game I think it is, then I am just going to plow right in there, underestimating the ability of that ship, just because I have cards that are that are good on attack. I just
Well, and so you're at range 1. You've got the Concord Dawn Protector, so you're thinking your defense is covered. You also have his abilities great. So here goes. Is that 3?
3.
Yeah. So 3 off, and that's great. That was a very reasonable attack with no focus or the target lock, so fine. But then I'm firing back with Jan. Jan's going to go ahead and get 3 on that one. You don't have 3, so and I'm going to do it again and just get 1, and then oh my gosh.
So this didn't make any sense to do, because I didn't have a focus or an evade. Even if I had auto thrusters on there, which I would like to have at some point. Even if I had some auto thrusters, I'm definitely within the primary arc here, right? So and probably
now it's just 5. So there you've got 2 evades and a focus, or 1 evade and 2 focuses maybe. And then you get an automatic evade for your. Concord Dawn Protector title, but it was just not enough.
Yeah, and here's the other thing I wasn't thinking of. It doesn't matter here because Fenn Rau died, but the other thing was that was going to have a normal turret shot at me at the end of the turn, and I just wasn't thinking about that again at the time.
Yeah,
that was just
auto blaster turret, no less.
Right.
So, with the target lock actually, because I have fire control system on there. So.
Yeah, so that turn didn't make any sense. That was me familiarizing myself with those cards, and then so I definitely learned something from that little engagement.
I also learned something after the fact. I rolled 5 dice there with Hera, stressing Jan. Should have been rolling 6.
Yeah, should have rolled 6 dice.
If I was stressing Jan, then it would have been 4 plus the range 1 for 5, and then plus Jan. But I think I was like, this giant ship that has no agility that I paid a bunch of points for has 3 attack. That was going through my mind at the time. So no, it has 4 attack. That's what makes it worth it. That's what makes it good.
So luckily it didn't matter at all. So
So here we go. I came through that, taking out his ace with minimal damage. So I'm definitely feeling strong this game.
I did 3 shields and lost my big offensive ship.
And that Y-wing might be slightly out of position right now to be.
To be effective this turn.
Yeah. So that's range. Yeah, I think range with Jan on that thing is not. I don't have it. Sorry, that's what I was trying to say. I think I was checking range for a target lock and don't have it with Jan.
Right.
So I focused instead, which doesn't matter. And then Hera's gonna fire. Here I go, stressing Jan to get 4 dice. It's okay. I think I figured it out eventually. It was just
yeah, I didn't know what was going on, so that was. Yeah, this is early on with these lists for us. We played quite a few games with them
since then.
Right.
Yeah.
And.
Yep. So you're firing back.
I'm just
target locked.
Casting some shadows over there.
There we go, and you do get a tractor beam token on that ship.
Oh, there we go. Wow.
That's important on that ship that you can't move. It doesn't lose agility.
I can't move that ship, nor does it lose agility, so I'm really glad I hit it with the tractor beam.
I guess it would lose it at range 3.
Yeah, and through this rock, I guess, if it was. I don't think it's through the rock if I were to have range on it.
Yeah.
But, at range 3, it doesn't matter.
It could be useful. It could be useful.
Yep.
So, all right, we're back to dials. Again, I'm feeling pretty strong. I've lost 5 shields. Technically, the exchange on shields and hull has been very similar. I've taken out 6 of his hull or shields, and he's taken out 5 of mine. So, similar in that regard, but I've got a ship of his down, and that feels great.
I have that's an extra action/attack I can't perform. So
it's an extra threat that I don't have to worry about with like if it had lived, then Jan might be in trouble right now. He could be swinging around with Fenn to hit Jan, and I don't have to worry about that yet. So I feel very good where I am. I think you inertial dampener there to stay put, and that's why that stress just went down on you.
Right.
It was a cool time to do that. It's a very interesting choice. I liked it. I liked it.
I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah.
So,
I'm getting rid of that stress with Jan. Do I have knee and nub back in these days? Yes. I didn't keep that on Jan forever, but I was just curious. If I did right here, so I could go forward at any speed I wanted to, but I didn't want to go gung-ho and jump Jan too close to the battle. I wanted to keep her around range 3.
Yeah.
She doesn't get any. She's not worried about range 3, but Matt can hit her if I get too close. So don't want her getting stressed out by Asajj in particular. That'd be bad. All right, so 1 through on Asajj there. Got rid of Asajj's shields. And I'm trying to figure out. I can't hit Asajj with either of my arcs, so I could auto blaster turret Asajj, or I could shoot at the Y-wing at range 2. Stress Jan to roll 4 dice. If I do, I don't know if I do that again this turn or not. Yeah, I do. Oh my gosh, it's painful to watch.
Yeah, so
there we go. But I got all 4 hits, so that's great. One's a crit. What do you roll here? 1 evade. So, nope, that's a focus. And you target locked. So, you take a crit. And that was actually wrote down some of them. The ones that were important to the game I wrote down. So apparently that just wasn't an important crit.
Okay. So just
maybe it's like a don't turn, hard turns or red or something like that. That's like not going to affect this one too much.
The ones typically don't come into play.
Yeah. So all right, you just shot at Hera some. That was nice. Hera took some more actual damage.
Yep. So getting closer, but at what cost?
I'm turreting Asajj.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, there's a little attack shuttle that's going to deploy at some point. Also, this is just annoying. Another annoying thing to worry about is when that ship comes out, and if I need to hold on with everybody here.
Yeah, the attack shuttle is really interesting because I switched it up from Sabine to Ezra. So Sabine has some really nice positioning capabilities. She can move. She can do like a barrel roll before she moves, or something, or a boost before she moves. I don't remember exactly. I'm sorry, but her whole thing is that she can perform a barrel roll or boost before she moves. Allowing her to get into some different positions, and then her maneuver takes place from a different place, and that's really great. So she's got this, especially if her pilot skill was a little higher, she'd have this incredible positioning capability, kind of like the TIE striker. So that'd be really cool. But she's got real low pilot skill, and So I didn't feel like I was getting a lot of bang for the buck on Sabine, and I wanted some more points on some other things. So I downgraded to Ezra, 1 less pilot skill, and his ability is when he's stressed, he can change 2 focuses to evades on his defense roll, up to 2 focuses to evades. So that's really nice because it makes him significantly more survivable.
Which by the time he's coming out is probably more beneficial anyway.
It's kind of important to have some survivability in that end game. So I've seen recently someone else was playing a Kanan Biggs, which I think is a pretty much more common build than what I'm doing here. They're playing Kanan in the Ghost and then Biggs in the X-Wing. And their shuttle was Hera with Veteran Instincts, putting her at a pilot skill 9. So when he deploys the shuttle, he's got a 9 pilot skill suddenly to finish off to mop up in the end game, and I liked that. However, that requires me to not have Hera as my shuttle, as my big ghost pilot, and that's really what my list was about here. So, but my low pilot skill Ezra, I guess I'm just kind of like comparing and contrasting different possible shuttle pilots and their like end game viability. I like Ezra a lot in the end game. Zeb Aurelios is the last shuttle pilot. His ability isn't that helpful. It's like you can cancel crits before hits. That only matters when they hit your hull. You only have 2 hull and a shuttle.
Yeah.
Like how likely is that going to be helpful? Best case scenario, 1 turn, you save yourself from a direct hit.
Right.
It's like the only thing that could be useful right there.
Or of course canceling out the blinded pilot.
Yeah.
Or whatever, so you can attack or something if your attack was important. But
yeah, this is the scenario that matters is specifically one where you got exactly enough hits that you're 1 away from death.
Yeah.
And the 1 is a crit, and then you could save yourself from the crit but still take a hit.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just not very helpful. So yeah, I really like Ezra. He's cheap, low pilot skill, but not horrible. It can still deal with like this Syndicate thug here, like he's higher than that. So especially, I don't have adaptability on him in this game, but I figured that out at some point because he's got an elite slot, so why not put adaptability on him, and then he could be a 5 instead of a 4.
Right.
Then he can deal with lots of things, just, I guess, not Asajj, barely not Asajj. So, crit just went down on Hera. It was unimportant. The important ones, I wrote down specifically when we get like direct hits or when we get blind pilot or something like that, something that's going to obviously affect the game, or I different things like in some other games I've got like damaged cockpit, because that might actually affect like the turn order, and we need to explain why things are moving out of order.
Right.
There we go. In some more recent videos we've done, I'm actually just holding the critical cards up to the camera. You'll have to tell us what you like about that and what you don't. Give us feedback. We like
please,
it.
Of course.
All right. So Asajj is taking a few. That Syndicate thug is looking sad.
Yeah, didn't get to attack Hera the last turn, but
No. Hit Jan though. Jan's now
So if we can-
fragile.
yeah, it would be great. It would be great to wipe out Jan here. Asajj still has some meaningful hull. If we can get Jan and keep Hera out of the game a little bit here while taking minor pot shots, we could turn this around.
Yeah.
Definitely possible with the current position on the board.
I do have the pilot skill advantage here in general, but he has the agility advantage here. Just knocking things all over. He has got the agility advantage here pretty hardcore in that Asajj is gonna, that 6 hull on Asajj means a lot more than the 8 hull on Hera, because it's a lot harder to hit when you have those green dice blocking a few of them. So he's got some like easy guaranteed hits on Hera, and I've got to work for mine for Asajj.
Yeah.
But having 2 ships, having Jan, adding the attack dice, that's all going to make things a lot easier. So we'll just see how the ending of this game goes.
Yep. So
Kind of hit that middle stage here.
So this is big here because I just lost my Syndicate Thug.
Yep.
Because I just needed really bad rolls, pretty much, to survive that turn, so I could get an attack.
Bad rolls from out of Jan.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not in range though to hit Asajj.
Right.
That was a bummer because I might have been able to hit the Syndicate pilot with an auto turret. I wasn't sure exactly if I was in range 1 of it or not, but I might have been able to do that. So I was considering doing that before it got the chance to fire it at Jan. I think that would have been the important thing to do, but if I could have killed it with Jan and then shot at Asajj, that would have been ideal.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, Asajj, her dial is great, and Hera's is good.
Mm-hmm.
So he can outmaneuver me here a little bit, and Jan's is awful. So that's I probably should have hard turned there. I followed instead of anticipating where he was going.
Mm-hmm.
Matt could only go one of a couple places with Asajj, and they all involve him eventually turning into the center of the board. I could have done a hard turn there, but I chose a bank. So now I'm behind him. I get a shot this turn, but the issue is these rocks are going to make it really hard for me to continue to follow him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just trying to turn around with Jan and get her back in the action. In retrospect, though, I definitely should have like 2 hard turned left there. Would have put me facing the center of the board.
Yeah.
Could have gone after you head on.
Yep, that's true.
So
I think that was all
there we go.
Oh.
For you mentioned that Jan wasn't close enough for the ability, and I wasn't
see.
thinking about it. So now I finally fired 4 for real. 4 normal shots there. Hit Asajj for 2. Because you rolled 2.
Yep.
2 defense. That was nice. Asajj firing back. Hera says, owie. Hera can't do anything against that.
Yep.
Got another crit. 2 crits there on Hera. Neither of which drastically changed the game. I think one of those might be, we're going to find out in a second, one of those might be a blinded pilot. We had this discussion, the blinded pilot card, and I looked this up later in reference to Corrin and some other ships with this potential problem, that her auto blaster turret ghost shot would count as an opportunity to attack whether or not there's a target, right, which is what the blinded pilot card says. So you can flip the blinded pilot card using the end phase attack. It did work in the case of Corrin. It counts as an attack, though, so he actually has to put the token down and not attack the next turn. But that's as a consequence of his ability, not blinded pilot. So, yeah, I think we made the right call there. We weren't exactly sure, but I was pretty sure that my end phase turret fire would count as an attack, that I could flip my blinded pilot down.
Yeah, that is. I mean, I don't see why not, but that is certainly interesting.
Yeah, and it definitely is unfortunate for Matt in that case, because that blinded pilot would have been real big right now. But it was nice for me to get rid of that. So here we go. 1 on Asajj again, and firing again. Didn't get that one. So firing through a rock, range 2.
Yep. So this could be all the juice right here.
All the juice. Did not do very well with the target lock there.
Yeah, so it won't be.
I paid the target lock, then to get it back because fire control system. Didn't get anything out of that. So blinded pilot kind of didn't really matter.
Yeah.
Didn't make a difference, thankfully, for the dice.
Right.
But here we go. Asajj on Jan, range 2 or 3 there.
Yeah.
So all 3 hits. Ouch. Jan hit 3. Oh, I don't have a focus and 2 blanks.
Yep. So down goes
Jan.
Jan. Look at that. So
that was big.
So now this is a little bit closer. With a little bit of luck, this could definitely turn around. Again, I have better shots on Hera than Hera has on me. Hera has more output dice-wise, though, than I do. So the trick would be to somehow get behind her, or out of range, and get around, and then if I manage to pull that off, then becomes
The shuttle
Asajj versus the shuttle.
Yeah.
And that's more of a favorable matchup.
Yep. Yeah, your arcs are better, and your maneuver dial's a little better, and you have higher pilot skill. So you can move afterwards, and you can shoot first, and that's big. That's big stuff. So this is what I was talking about before, where I should have turned in to the center of the map. Because of where I was, I couldn't take any turn, because any of my turns would have put me right on that rock, including a bank. I think a 3 bank would put me on the rock. So I went for a 4 straight, just trying to get past the rock completely. But this is a whole turn. Matt's got a shot on me, and I don't on him. So there we go. That's 1 more on Hera.
Yep.
Just because of a bad roll from Matt, too. That could have been 3 more on Hera.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. It was just that I didn't think that like small oversight would make a big difference, but you can see it now. If I'd been facing Matt right now, head-to-head, it would be fine. And then when I passed him, he'd be in my rear arc. I'd still have shots. But right now, he's got me on the side, which is where the ghost is weak.
Yep.
So here I go.
So I did throw down a target lock just now, too.
Turning in, really hoping my front arc finally meets you, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not going to. You can see it now on the camera. So your range in arc, you are range, I think, still 2.
Yeah.
I was worried, though, that in the arc you wouldn't quite be range 2. But I'm pretty sure you are. We're about to find out. Well, we're about to find out when we roll the dice here.
What do I have it on the back arc?
I think you have it on the front or the side arc. You have it on the side arc, which is what you fired at me with last time.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So you didn't change the arc. So we're trying to find... It's hard because I'm bumping into like the base of my ship when I move it certain ways here, so I'm trying to slowly... Yeah, we can't just draw a straight line in between them because of the range ruler's too long, and it ends up bumping the pegs of our ships, so it's keeping our ships up. So I'm really struggling to keep it along Matt's laser line there. So we're about to find out what we decided. Actually, this game was a while ago. We went.
I know, it was. Well, yeah, it's been a decent bit of time, but
yeah,
it'll be.
We went to a local tournament about a month ago with these lists, and so this is from just a little bit over a month ago, and we've just been struggling over the holiday season to get out our videos at like a normal pace. We've been playing more games though, so we've been recording videos, but the audio we haven't done as well on. So this is us catching up.
So
we'll be a little more, we'll remember better in future videos.
Isn't that 3 hits that just went through?
Yes.
Yeah. So shouldn't Hera be at 1 hull?
Unless
did I 4?
Did I roll a defense die there?
No.
Was that 3 hits that just went through?
They're out there. Yeah, it looks like 3 hits to me.
So maybe. What I noticed going through these games was it was a little bit hard to find exactly where some of these hits went through. So if I made a mistake in the margins there, but what we're about to actually find out is interesting, I think. So there goes 3. I'm target locking for that one. That's a 4th. Matt's rolling here.
Yep. So this I need to get.
You got 1. So I actually went back and I counted. And I watched every one of them. We miscounted how many she had on her right now. And she was supposed to die. So,
what?
That was a 7th card, and Asajj should be dead at this moment. I rewatched the video twice to confirm that.
Oh, she's not?
She's not supposed to be alive right now. So
what?
Even if you had got the extra hit on Hera, technically Asajj should be dead.
Yeah, but... I don't know. Yeah, how did we? We were just.
It was late at night, and we miscounted by 1 card because we both thought here that Asajj had 1 more hull. In rewatching, I checked and I watched each card get placed throughout the video. It was 7. It was 7 hull.
I see.
So, and it wasn't like a direct hit or something weird. It was like just literally 7 cards, one at a time. So, but. That's how that, either way, Asajj killed me that turn, killed Hera. So we're playing this out as if Asajj has 1 hull. And that's important because in a tournament scenario, I don't know how they'd fix this. I feel like if we just keep playing.
Yeah, I have no idea actually.
Yeah, like
we wouldn't have the film footage to go back to for something like that. I mean,
No.
I guess if we put the cards on correctly, we'd be able to count.
We put the cards on. We just haven't counted. We're like, all right, we're at 6, but now we're at 7. So, so either way though, it's kind of important to look. I don't know about a formal tournament. They might just say, oh no, that you had the cards on and we end the game wherever that was, and like just how many hits were there at that time. They might try to do that. But at like a little local tournament, after the game's over,
then
you played the game, it's too late now. So when you miss little mistakes in this game, both of you, when you both miss a little mistake, you kind of play through as if that was the actual rule. So I was hoping here to catch him slightly off guard and get around the asteroid. I didn't get around the asteroid. I landed on the asteroid.
Yep. So that would have been huge for me right there too if took some asteroid damage, because every piece of health matters at this point in this.
I've only got one hull
game.
Thanks to the explosion of the ghost.
Especially since Asajj has unlimited hull apparently at this stage in the game.
So yeah, here goes Ezra into the rock with a stress though. That was the important thing. Getting a stress. Now I'm at range 3 through a rock with stress, which for Ezra is good. You do roll well. And I rolled 2 focuses. So I saved myself.
Yep.
You had to move your arc back to get that shot so you didn't have the focus to get that last hit there.
And yeah.
So Ezra's a little bit messed up from that positioning, but I am at least facing the right direction for this turn. I didn't take any serious hits or consequences from that last turn.
Yep, very true.
Yeah, I was really hoping that I could swing around a little better. I guess a 1 turn would have been better, but I was really just hoping to catch you in a better place than that.
So I believe, we got to roll again for the rock.
2 bank, I do take 1 there. Lost a shield.
Yep.
And that's really important. 2 is a really easy by comparison to 3 for you. When you're rolling 3 dice, it's hard to get all of the hits through and then me get none in defense. But 2, it's way easier to do. So.
Oh, for sure. And I definitely should have just gone straight there, because now I don't have the attack anymore.
Got to change your arc around, and you can't get a focus or a target lock. Yeah. So you rolled 1 hit, 1 focus. Looks like I did fine on the defense. And here I go with 3 dice on the attack, and I just rolled really well.
Yep.
And then you've got
I think that's
3 on the defense,
right?
but that's game.
3 on the defense, yeah. So
yeah.
that was game. There's a -1 hole.
Header's got a sense of humor.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good game.
It looked pretty hopeless for me at the start, but
turned it around.
Turned around and had a chance to win based on that 1 extra hole we.
Yeah, even without the extra hole though, you got really close there.
Yeah.
So it came down to the shuttle, and the shuttle is almost dead. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the difference in points there, if we'd gone with the actual ghost being alive points, would have been something like 44. I think I would have won by 44 points, something. But that's not a great indicator of how close the ghost was to death. And then with the ghost dead, if this game had gone on a little longer, Asajj would have won. Yeah. Asajj against Ezra, I think that's favorable for Asajj.
Yeah. I mean, with a couple hits to be able to tank for sure.
Even with 1, I think you can get around that.
Yeah.
Just her better maneuver dial and things that some good flying you can get through there. So key plays, of course. This opening play.
Lost Fenn Rao really early on.
Yeah.
Just was not mentally there at the start. Sometimes that happens when I'm not quite familiar with everything, because I just got excited and was like, oh, I have abilities that benefit me at this range. I just wasn't really thinking what that means in the long run. I just had a mental lapse there.
You're kind of just thinking like this range is good for me, but what it really means is this range is less bad for me than it would be for another ship for which it would be awful.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But it's definitely, the Ghost is, the way I've built it, they're kind of an ace killer, so that's big. So then, really, there weren't all that many huge moves after that until here, I thought, where Matt's just got me in a great position with his superior maneuverability and this rock that means I can't turn at all.
Yep.
If I turned, I'd be getting to be on the rock. He's going to get easy shots on me, and and he's got his arc facing sideways there, so I couldn't have avoided his arc. He's shooting with the side arc, not the back arc. So
right.
Yeah, that was really rough. And then final turns here. I really thought I'd get around this rock here with that 3. That was just me being not familiar enough with my maneuver dials or maneuver tokens or whatever templates. But that was very important. But it was at least nice that I got the rock as cover, and I'm at range 3 here. It was kind of important that you made a turn out. Yeah.
Yeah, had a really good turnout there. So
that's why you guys keep watching these videos, right? It's for that. It's for that kind of thing. Yeah, and then this was important that you did not just continue straight. I think a 1 straight.
Yeah.
Might have kept us in range.
Yeah, 1 straight, and I could have focused or target locked or something for a better roll here. But.
Yep. I think I had a pretty decent defense roll this turn no matter what, but it still would, like, that was your shot. That was your like better chance for sure.
Right.
Focus could have been used on the defense even maybe. Yeah, I don't know. It would have been a slightly better chance for you here. But kept me in arc, and then and then the shots. So I love that the attack shuttle has that 3 attack. That's big help in the end game. So thank you all very much for watching.
Yeah.
We'll bring some more videos to you soon, and we'll see you next time.
Yep. SummoNerds out.
SummoNerds out.